Well, greetings, YouTube. I'm going to assume that you're here because of something I put in the title, which I haven't figured out yet, but it should have something to do with losing weight. And I'm going to assume that you have some extra weight that you're trying to lose. And a lot of what I'm going to present to you is not going to be new information to you, but I want you to focus on the detail and understand that if I strongly believe that if you pay attention and you do just what I say, you're going to have some dramatic results. I was going to make a complicated video with all kinds of cool graphics and some comparison pictures, but you know what? I'm just going to give it to you just down and dirty in a way that you can understand, and hopefully this will motivate you to get going on this weight loss. I have nothing to sell. I'm just a guy that's fat. I've allowed myself to. I've just turned 50 years old on July 5th. And, I'm getting to that age where, things are starting to fall apart, and the weight doesn't come off as easy as it used to. Now, that being said, and, I can go into a bunch of other things too. I've got a plethora of injuries that I could use as an excuse and have used as an excuse to allow my weight to get out of control. I've got a titanium plate in my neck with 6 screws. I've got a stainless steel rod in my left leg from the knee to the ankle, 10 screws in the tibia, 4 in the knee, wire mesh, blown out disc. I've hurt myself a number of times, just through my career choices, and not looking for sympathy, but the medications you take, the fact that I can't work out anymore, all of that, lifestyle changes and just plain old age has caught up with me. And so the background is what happened was, and let me get my dates right here because the dates are important. I want you to pay attention to these so that you can see the timeline we're talking about. On May 28th, and what is today here? Let me look at my calendar here real quick. It is July 29th. Okay, so on May 28th, I received a call from my doctor with the results of some blood work that I had done a week prior. And she basically told me that I was right on the border of the diabetes threat border. Just about everybody in my family has diabetes, and quite frankly, sometimes you got to get slapped in the face, and that's what woke me up. So that actually scared me, and what I did was, I don't weigh myself, first of all, I can tell you that. I knew I was getting out of control. Just because I had to keep on buying bigger pants, and I went from extra large to double X to triple X. In one case, I was wearing a quadruple X shirt. When you know how it is when you go to put your pants on and you're looking at yourself, or here's the other test: just stand there looking at yourself in the mirror naked, and when you find yourself disgusted, you're probably too fat. And I certainly was in that category. And quite frankly, I still am in that category. But that launched me into this mode, and I had done this before many years ago. People were talking about the Atkins diet, and I bought the book. I didn't read it, but I read through it, skimmed through it. I modified it a little bit, and I lost a ton of weight. And then, of course, my years went by. I'm married now to my second wife, and she was a little skeptical when I was telling her about this because she just couldn't believe how dramatic the weight loss was. Well, now she's seen it, and you can see it too, actually. Um, but let me get back to what happened. So I get the results on May 28th, and on May 29th, the next day, I got up in the morning and I weighed myself, and I keep a calendar right next to the scale. Okay, so on that date, I write down this, the weight, my weight in the morning, and then every morning from that day forward, and this is what I want you to do, is get a scale, a calendar, and a pen, and the first thing in the morning you weigh yourself, and if you are higher on Tuesday than you were on Monday, you put an arrow pointing up, and that's a bad thing, but you got to do it. You got to be able to see it. If you're lower, you put an arrow pointing down, and that, you can put a happy face or whatever, to motivate yourself. So I started off May 29th at 278. Today is July 29th. I was actually 278.8, and today is the 29th, and I'm 258.5. That is 20.3 pounds that I've lost in exactly 2 months. So you figure 10 pounds a month. Now, that may not seem real exciting to some people, but let me just tell you that, go grab 20 pounds, a 20-pound dumbbell, and imagine that wrapped around your body somewhere. And then imagine that being removed, how much better you feel. I feel great. Am I at my target weight? No. But I am at a point where I am losing just about a pound a day. And this is the way I do it. Here's the big secret. It is we can call it whatever you want, but I like to call it the Mike Weiss, that's me, modified Atkins diet. And the whole theory behind this modified Atkins is this. Atkins is a no carb, no sugar diet. And, I'm not even going to get into the whole pros and cons of it. There are many people that have valid arguments about the health risks and the bad breath that you can develop because of the fat burning process. One of the side effects is bad breath. Fortunately, either I don't have that or everybody around me lies to me to protect me. But in any event, when you get to a certain point, if you're carrying a 1 or 2 or 3 or 400 pounds of extra weight, you just got to ask yourself, am I willing to have these risks to get rid of this risk? I mean, because let's face it, man, and the weight we're carrying around, and I assume I'm talking to fat people, it's not healthy, and it really screws with our self-esteem. Yeah. So what I did though is I understood that with diets in general, when you take away somebody's weakness and you say you cannot have that anymore, that person is more apt to cheat on the diet. And once people cheat, and I know this because I've done it, once you cheat, you feel so bad about cheating that you typically will give up the whole diet. You figure, I screwed up, man. I had a pizza last night, and there goes my carbs. So screw it. I'll try the diet next month, and then we become involved in this cycle. Yeah. So what I did was I thought, let's be realistic here. Your body does need carbohydrates and some sugars. So what I did was, and you have to live by this. You have to vow to live by this. And if you do this, I promise you the weight will fall off. You don't have to work out or anything. You just, like I said, I'm losing about a pound a day and I'm not doing anything. What I do is from Monday morning until Friday night, I stick completely to the no carb, no sugar. And you've got to be religious about it. That means no fruit. Fruit has sugar. And we all know that the body, what it does with excess carbohydrates is it turns it into the sugar and then fat and all this other crap that you can't get rid of. And then, of course, diabetes and all the other crap follows with it. So you cut out the carbohydrates, none, not a freaking piece of oatmeal, not a piece of bread, nothing. You just cut it out. But the good news, and here's the twist that I throw into it, is Friday night until Sunday, you can eat what you want. Should you go out and eat a whole pizza and a loaf of bread? No, that would be reckless, and it would be counterproductive. The whole point is more of a psychological thing, and it really works, believe me. I don't know what your weakness is. Mine is potatoes. I like potatoes. Whether it's in a French fry or mashed potato or baked potato, if I don't have that kind of carbs after a while, I start to get a little cranky. So let's just say that yours is potatoes. Well, if you're craving potatoes on Tuesday and you know that you cannot have them for the remainder of the diet, and you got some French fries sitting in front of you because you're out at a restaurant with your friends, you're more apt to cheat and then give up the whole thing. But if you use my method and you know that it's Tuesday, but you just have to wait till Friday night and you can have whatever you want, you can go out and have a hamburger with the buns and the French fries. Psychologically, it allows you a much easier time and process of saying no to this stuff. So, knowing that you are going to be able to satisfy your craving in just a couple of days is a huge step and a huge tool to help you avoid temptation during the week. Now, when Monday morning hits, you completely cut out everything. No fruit, breads, whatever it is. You want to completely cut out the carbohydrates. Now, maybe some of you are new to the Atkins diet and you're not really sure what I'm talking about. In a nutshell, what I'm going to say is this. Here's a typical meal for me. The Atkins diet, and let's just call it, my modified version of it, because not having read the book, I'm not professing to be doing the Atkins diet. It's a version of it. It calls for no carbs and no sugar, but you can eat as much protein as you want. In this diet, it's not about quantity or fat content. What that means is you can eat as much as you want. Here's a typical meal for me that I will eat during the week. And I'm a huge guy. I'm like 6'4". I eat a lot. I love to eat. So I'll take a package of sliced turkey, yeah, and sliced cheese. And I'll take a piece of turkey and a piece of cheese. I roll it up. I eat it. I take a piece of turkey, a piece of cheese, roll it up, eat it. Man, I'll go through a whole packet of turkey and a bunch of cheese, until I'm completely bloated. Okay, and then tomorrow, when I wake up in the morning, I've lost a pound. Okay, I don't eat that at 11 at night, but that's what I have for dinner. I'll eat salads. I watch what kind of salad dressing I use. Before I started this diet, I really didn't drink any water except that which was in my coffee, which is counterproductive because coffee's a diuretic, and we all need to drink a lot of water. I just am one of these guys that I just am not a water dude. My wife picked up this stuff here. Again, I'm not endorsing anything. This is a suggestion. Crystal Light Sunrise on the go. That is just a little packet this big. You pour it into your water and you shake it up. And man, I go through these things up. This is like the fifth one of these I've consumed in probably 3 hours. I just constantly have them with me. It keeps me hydrated. I feel good. It's flushing out my system. So that's a good way, get some of this flavored water. I see some commercials with some other stuff that's on the market, so it doesn't have to be this, but just, or just drink plain water if you can. But if you're like me and, I was drinking Diet Cokes like they were going out of business, people hear that and they're like, oh God, the Diet Coke's going to kill, it's going to cause this. Look, man, none of us are going to get out of this world alive, but the idea is to live long and be healthy while we're living. If you are sitting around with huge amounts of fat and you're considering getting your stomach stapled or some of these dramatic things, man, I implore you to give this a shot before you try anything. You pick your date. There's nothing it's not uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a good diet because you never have to decrease your portions of food. You understand? Now, again, I'm not a doctor, so one disclaimer I will give is that before you start any diet, of course, go over it with your doctor and make sure that, because I don't know your particular situations. You may have certain medications that require certain things. I'm not a doctor. I don't profess to have any medical background. But once you've cleared this with your doctor and you feel comfortable, going down this path, you stick with it, and I guarantee you. Now, for proof, get a pen and a paper right now. I want you to write something down because I didn't go and edit it, and it would have been just too much work, and I've got too many things to do today. But I'm going to go to my, and I'm going to probably post this on I have different YouTube channels. But you can go to my LMS Tactical. That's letters, LMS, no space, Tactical. Go to my channel, my YouTube channel, LMS Tactical. And scroll down and look at, I'm going to give you some dates of some videos to look at, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. One of them is called SHTF, What About the Bodies? Forget about the content if you're not a gun person or a prepper. That happens to be one of the, that's one of my interests. So we're talking about losing weight here. Don't get wrapped up in what the video is. But take a look at it. That video was shot on May 11th of this year. Okay? Now remember, I went to the doctor, or I got the results back on May 28th. On May 11th, you can go down and watch that video. It's called SHTF, What About the Bodies? And the SHTF is all caps. Just click on my LMS channel. Go through my videos there. You're going to see one fat dude. And now, of course, it was shot in the car, but what I want you to pay attention to is my face. Now, look at it right now so you remember. I know it's ugly, but that's not the point here. We're talking about, I was amazed that the majority, or not the majority, but a large amount of this weight was on my face. I mean, it was unbelievable. And you don't notice it until you look back at it. I've got a friend showed up the other day, and he said, "Man, what are you, smoking crack now?" I mean, it's really that dramatic. I sound like a girl, but I'm wearing pants that I haven't been able to fit into, in 2 years or more than 2 years. I'm lying to you. It's actually been almost 3 or 4 years. And it's just so motivating to see the sizes go down. Pulling out these old clothes that fit you. I feel better. I've got back injuries that feel like there's less pressure on them. When you go back and look at that video, or you can go look at another one, then it's called SHTF, all caps, Peaches. That's a funny video. You got to check that out. Take a look at that. I'm wearing coverall. You're going to see one fat redneck-looking dude in that video. Take a good look. That was shot May 31st. So again, today's what are we today? The 29th of July. You're going to see that I have just completely thinned out, okay? And, my stomach too. I mean, it won't do you any good to stand up and show it to you because you're not going to have a reference. But trust me, this right here, I'll show it to you. This right here was out to here, seriously. Now, I've got a lot to lose. I've got a long way to go. Not many people will do that, so watch the comments. Don't insult me too much. That took a lot of guts. But I'm just telling you, my stomach was so big that if I looked straight down, I couldn't see my feet. No bullshit. So get excited, get motivated, and get going on this diet. And if you have any questions about this diet, that I can answer, either send me a private message or leave a comment, and I'll do everything I can to help you out because I want to see you succeed. Yeah, once you see, and granted, the first 5 pounds is going to come off like that. Because it's a lot of that's water weight, I think. Who knows? I'm not an expert, but that first 5 fell right off. After that, it just slows down a little bit. But hey, a pound a day, a pound every 2 days, maybe you won't have that reaction. I have heard that for women, it's a little slower. Don't let that get you down because something is better than nothing. If I told you that you could lose 3 pounds a week. If you're 200 or 300 pounds overweight, man, that's awesome. Every pound of weight off of that body is going to free that heart up and that blood to circulate. And you're going to feel better, man. This energy you see right now, this is not coffee. This is a guy that has watched weight fall off. So, by all means, give this thing a try. Do it for yourself, man. Do it for the people that you love. And I'm not going to preach to you. I know what it's like to be fat. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and go, holy shit, good luck to you. And I'm going to edit out that spit that just flew out. But good luck to you, and let me know what's going on. And by all means, if you're successful and you start to lose weight, let other people know here. Put it in the comments. Motivate people. Let's share with each other so that we can help each other get out of these big fat meat suits that somehow enveloped us. All right? You guys take care.
There's gonna be a beat down and a shakedown. Oh, take it how you want it, cause it's all going down. We got the ego and you've got the time to waste. There's gonna be a